Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. We're going to look at a couple of things today. One is the 68 cryptocurrencies that the SEC is now viewing as securities. So we'll go through that list there. It's kind of extensive, but we'll go through it here relatively quickly. The other thing is Robinhood is obviously delisting three of those securities, cryptocurrencies. We'll look at that as well. And then we'll also take a look at how Bitcoin and the miners performed last week, which companies did better than Bitcoin, which companies did worse for the week. And we'll call it a day. But I thought it was kind of interesting to look at the 68 cryptocurrencies that the SEC does find as securities right now. And we'll talk about it a little bit, okay? But as always, you guys know the drill here. This is not financial advice for entertainment only. Do your own research. And I'm invested in the following coins and companies for full disclosure. And if you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe. Helps me out tremendously. And let's get into see what's going on with Bitcoin right now as far as on the charts. So looking at the chart right now, we can see that Bitcoin is up a little bit today. It is up 0.32% to 25,938. Not much action is on there right now. It is kind of still in that kind of no direction way of which way it wants to go. So it's directionless, is what I'm trying to say. Right now, the RSI on the 4-hour chart, you can see here, is at 44. Last time we were up here, price was higher at that point. So like I continue to say, I think we're still going downwards. We have this kind of trend line heading downwards. And we talked about this in yesterday's video as well, where we said we're probably looking to go to 23,800. If that doesn't hold, well, then we might be going down to 21,300, something like that, okay? That's still the plan here for us as things look right now. Going into Ethereum as well. Ethereum right now is at, well, it's up just slightly. It's up 0.05% right now to 1,753. It's doing the same thing as Bitcoin right now. It's still trending downwards like we've seen before. I think here at the bottom on this one might be the 200 weekly moving average, which is our red line right here. This is kind of where we might end up at before everything is said and done. That might take still a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months. We don't know how long it's going to take, but I do think we're going to be heading down that way. Before possibly, like, I'm guessing maybe around like September, October is when we might start seeing a reversal for not only Ethereum but also in Bitcoin to start going back up in value. Okay. So that's it for those two. Let's take a look at the network hash rate really quick as well, see what's going on there right now. It is right now down on the 1 day, down a little bit here to 392 million right now. And on the 7-day average, this is, we always look at that one. That one is right now at 372 million, okay? So it's still trending in the upwards direction right now. And let's get into our first story that we do have here. So the first story is going to be on Robinhood. So Robinhood ends support for all tokens named in SEC lawsuit as securities. And the trading platform will end support for Cardano, ADA, Polygon, Matic, and Soluna, Sol, on June 27th. So at that time, if by that time you don't either sell your coins on Robinhood or transfer them over into another exchange that's still trading them, or to like your hardware wallet or something like that, they will end up selling your coins basically for cash. And then you're going to end up getting cash in your account for that. So if you do have that anywhere there, I do own Cardano, but I believe I own that through Coinbase. So I'm going to take a look at what's going on with Coinbase. Are they going to be delisting it or not? And if they are, then I'm going to probably put it into my hardware wallet as well. So that's kind of wanted to point that out to you guys here, just really quick here. And the only thing that Robinhood said in here was that they are doing this based on their annual reviews or reviews of cryptocurrencies. And I'm guessing it's possibly that's based on the SEC lawsuits as well. But they didn't state that here, okay? So if you're on Robinhood and you got those coins, move them over, sell them, whatever you got to do to them, but definitely get them off of there because they will sell them for you anyways, okay? And let's take a look at the SEC. So the SEC lawsuits, 68 cryptocurrencies are now seen as securities by the SEC. That's a lot. That's over 100 billion worth of tokens on the market right now. And here's the details. So the total number of cryptocurrencies in the United States securities regulator has accused to being a security has now reached an estimated 68 after adding a few more from its lawsuit against crypto exchanges Binance and Coinbase, which we got last week. The 68 cryptocurrencies accused of being securities come from the years of various litigation undertaken by the Securities and Exchange Commission, which was outlined what cryptocurrencies it deems securities, okay? So this is just what they deem as securities based probably on the Howey test. In recent case against Binance, the SEC introduced 10 cryptocurrencies into the securities classification. So you got BNB, Binance USD, Soluna, Cardano, Polygon, Cosmos, the Sandbox, Decentraland, X Infinity, and Cody. I believe the Sandbox and the Decentraland, along with X Infinity, are online games. Sandbox, I think, is Sandbox and maybe Decentraland. I can't remember which one is which, but they might be the same ones, but different things going on. But Decentraland and Sandbox, I believe you can buy virtual pieces of real estate there, and you can build out, hold on to it, run it out, do things like that. So those are in there as well. In its Coinbase suit, the SEC named 13 cryptocurrencies which doubled down on the newly classified Soluna, Cardano, ADA, Matic, Sand, and Axes, and added 6 more. So Chills, Flow, Internet Computer, ICP, Near, Voyager Token, and Nexio. Those have also been added to the list now. So the list continues to grow as we get more and more lawsuits coming in from the SEC, unfortunately. Okay. So going down here, the SEC's largest one-time lumping of cryptocurrencies came when it charged Terraform Labs with fraud in February. A total of 16 crypto assets were labeled securities, including Terra Luna Classic, Terra Classic USD, Mirror Protocol, and an estimated 13 mirrored assets, M assets, that aim to copy the price of stocks such as Apple and Tesla. That's kind of given that those are going to be classified as securities. Those, regular stocks are classified as securities, so being mirrored doesn't get them away from being classified as securities. Okay, the SEC's litigated remit of the crypto space means it now covers over 100 billion worth of the market, or around 10% of the 1.09 trillion total crypto market capitalization. SEC Chair Gary Gensler, however, has claimed that everything other than Bitcoin is a security that falls under the agency's remit. Crypto data site CoinMarketCap lists around 25,500 cryptocurrencies in existence. That's going to be a lot of cryptocurrencies that they have to go through and possibly also label them as securities. But I think for the most part, unfortunately, all, if not a large percentage, is going to get labeled as securities. So we definitely do need some regulations here, and those can only come from Congress, obviously. The SEC is going by rules that were created, 80, 90 years ago when the Howey test was done and everything else at that point. So those are very outdated laws, I think, based on the historical presence. And we're into the new age now where we have cryptocurrencies, other things like that. That law has to be updated, I think. But there's some smart people that can chime in on that. Okay, and then the SEC has now declared that these 55 crypto tokens are securities. So you got XRP. XRP is still going through a lawsuit with SEC, I believe. That will probably get an answer to that lawsuit in the coming weeks, months, maybe even days. Don't know. But here's the list: Telegram's Gram, Library Credits, Omi's Go, Dash, Algorand, Nega, Monolith, IHT Real Estate, Power Ledger, Chromatic, DFX Finance, AMP, Rally, Rari Governance Token, Devario DAO, XYO Network, that one I can't even pronounce, Crypto Asset Exchange, Kin, Salt Lending, Bixi Token, Dragon Chain, Tron, BitTorrent, Terra USD, Luna, Mirror Protocol, Mango, Ducat, Loki, Ethereum Max, Hydro, BitConnect, Meta OneCoin, Filecoin, BNB, Binance USD, Soluna, Cardano, Polygon, Cosmos, the Sandbox, Decentraland, X Infinity, Paragon, Air Token, Chills, Flow, Internet Computer, Near, Voyager Token, Nexio, and FTX Token. Okay, so in addition, the SEC has deemed that these 13 mirrored protocols, M assets, are securities. So mirrored Apple, Apple, mirrored Amazon, mirrored Alibaba, mirrored Alphabet, mirrored Microsoft, mirrored Netflix, mirrored Tesla, mirrored Twitter, mirrored iShares Gold Trust, mirrored Invesco QQQ Trust, mirrored iShares Silver Trust, mirrored United States Oil Fund LP, mirrored ProShares VIX short-term futures. So, I mean, this was kind of a given, I think. These all are securities. Being mirrored is not going to change anything. Like I said before, it's basically they're going to be securities. So with what I'm trying to say here is, and it could end up being this way unless the laws get changed, but right now it looks like Bitcoin is going to be possibly the only survivor out of this with the SEC. There might be other ones that have not pre-mined, have not done other things that would classify it under the Howey test. Bitcoin, I know, was never pre-mined. When Satoshi Nakamoto released the Bitcoin core, it was given to the public. There was no pre-mine to anybody else. I think he was obviously the first one to mine it, but it was never pre-mined in the beginning. So nobody got anything before it went public, basically. No shares were given out or Bitcoins were given out to anybody before it went public. Anybody and everybody could mine it if they wanted to. So I think that's the reason why Bitcoin is standing out right now as one of those that is not falling under the securities part of it. The other ones, I mean, like I said, there's so many coins out there, it would be hard to figure out which ones are and which ones are not based on if they pre-mined, other things as well that could go into it that could classify them as securities. But overall, I think Bitcoin, and I think that's why we're seeing only the miners really getting into Bitcoin and really Ethereum, were the two main assets that the large mining companies have gotten into. And we haven't seen anything else being added to other miners, right? I mean, you can mine other coins, but you're not seeing a huge amount being invested in those miners as you are in Bitcoin and in the past Ethereum. Ethereum is not mined anymore, so that doesn't make any, that's a moot point, I guess I'm trying to say. But other than that, I keep saying I think, but I think Bitcoin is going to be the only one that might be to survive this if Congress doesn't do anything about it, where they update the laws or anything like that, where these, even though being securities, they could be regulated under SEC, but that means that they would have to be also registered under the SEC. But we'll see how that's going to go forward. I think this is going to be a long battle here. It's definitely not going to take months or weeks. I think it's going to take years for all of this to get cleared up. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at right now. SEC is on a warpath with cryptocurrencies. We'll have to see how it plays out. We definitely need Congress to pass laws, and then obviously the president has to sign them, but we definitely need some clarification in this space. Okay, so that's it for those two stories here. I just wanted to point that out to you guys, and then let's take a look at what happened with Bitcoin and the miners here in the past week. And here is the two charts that we always take a look at. So these are the 52-week lows, from 52-week lows and from 52-week highs. The greens are the from 52-week lows, and the red ones are how far away they are from their 52-week highs, or how far down they are from them. Okay, of course, obviously in the top one here, it's 775%, followed by Cypher, 502%, BitDigital, 439% from its low, DigiHost, 374, Iris, 256, Argo, 222, Riot, 217, Marathon, 201, Bitfarms, 189%, TerraWolf, 146%, Tut is up 144%, Moss 142, Hive 120, CleanSpark 118, DMG 109. Bitcoin's only up 69.8% from its 52-week lows, and then you got Sphere at the end here at 32%. We are starting to see a little bit, some of the, well, Bitcoin and some of the miners are getting pretty close to their 52-week highs before. The BitDigital is only 17% away from that. You got also Riot is only 28% from that as well, and then you got quite a few that are like 40-some percent, 34%. Cypher is only 30% away from that as well. So we'll see how that continues going forward. Here's the performance for last week as far as how Bitcoin did against the miners. And you can see here that Bitcoin was down actually 2.82%. So the following miners did better. DMG was up 2.43. DigiHost, or actually was down 2.43%, sorry. DigiHost was up 0.34%. Mossum was up 2.99%. And Iris was up 4%. And then everybody here, you can take a look at the chart here, but the worst one was Riot. Riot was down 11.78%. Along with Hut was down 11.57%. So those were the worst performers for the week here. On that one, if we look at the 4-week chart here, let's take a look at that one really quick as well. Let me see here, 4 weeks. Look at that really quick. Descending, there we go. So Bitcoin is down 1.52% from 4 weeks ago. BitDigital has done the best, up 22%. Mawson at 13%. Marathon up 2%. DMG only up 1.5%. Core is up 1% from 4 weeks ago. The following companies did worst. The two worst performers are TerraWolf down 14.74% and CleanSpark is down 9.95% from there from 4 weeks. You can see the other ones here as well. And on the 8 weeks, we'll take a look at that one really quick as well and go here. Best performers, BitDigital is up 59% from there, along with Hut 8 is up 13%. Bitcoin is only down 2.92% from 8 weeks ago. And the two worst performers are Sphere. Sphere is down 27% and Argo is down 19% from that time frame. Okay. So those companies did worse. Here are the companies that did better than that. And looking at the 12 weeks here really quick as well, we'll take a look at that and see that from 12 weeks ago, Bitcoin is down only 3.68%. The following companies have done better is DigiHost, Cypher, Hut, Core, Bitfarms, Riot, Marathon, Iris, CleanSpark, TerraWolf, and BitDigital. BitDigital being up the most, 104%, followed by TerraWolf up 75%, and then you got third place CleanSpark up 41% from 12 weeks ago. The following companies have done worst: Hive, Sphere 3D, DMG, Moss, and Argo. Argo being down the most, 25%, followed by Mawson being down 16% on that one. Okay, so we are kind of having a really bad week for the miners here, especially this week. Sort descending. You can see we've had a lot more companies being down compared to Bitcoin for the past week. And you can see it here as well. We were more in the red than we were in the past here. So we are getting into that kind of tricky territory or tricky time in the season where we are in the summertime. Trading definitely slows down a little bit more here. People are taking time off, vacation, things like that. So that also contributes to it as well. And we also have a lot of FUD, right? The news stories from SEC suing Binance and Coinbase isn't helping us. And then a lot of the cryptocurrencies being listed as securities as well isn't helping at all. The more they add to it, the more pressure it puts on the market, I think. So we'll see how it goes going forward. I'm still thinking that by the end of the year, things may kind of go up in value a little bit more. Probably, well, I'm still thinking Bitcoin is going to be around 40,000 by the end of the year, but we'll see. Given all the news that we are seeing right now from the SEC and everything else. And then we'll see where obviously some of the losses go with Binance, Coinbase as well. Don't know if we're going to get any clarification by that time, but hopefully we'll get it within a couple months. And then we'll see where things go. Okay. So as always, thank you so much for watching. The spreadsheets are always available to my Patreon members. Thank you to everyone there. Thank you for the YouTube members as well. I provided you guys with all of the screenshots of the dashboards for all the miners production for May and yesterday's post. So I did that yesterday. And this was updated yesterday as well for the Patreon members. I'll get this updated today as well for you guys. And then we'll see what happens later on this week. We're definitely in a turbulent time right now, but we'll see how things go, especially as we get closer to having events next year. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday evening, and then we'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great one.